You wake up, but you are not truly awake. The cold, blue light from your smartphone hits your eyes before you've even had a real chance to breathe. And within mere seconds, your brain is flooded with the chaotic stress of a world you didn't even choose to join today. You drink your coffee, you drive the same route, you listen to the same background noise, and you react to the same daily frustrations with the exact same patterns you've used for years. In psychology, we have a specific and chilling name for this state of existence: the biorobot. You are technically alive, your heart is beating and your lungs are drawing breath, but your life is being run by a sophisticated set of automated programs. You are a passenger sitting in the back seat of your own body, watching a ghost drive you toward a destination you never actually picked. I lived in this suffocating trap for a very long time. I spent years feeling like a squeezed lemon, utterly empty, spiritually exhausted, and completely discarded by a world that always demanded more than I had to give. When you are a squeezed lemon, you feel a peculiar kind of bitterness that no amount of external success can sweeten. You feel dry, you feel brittle, and you feel like the essence of who you are has been drained away to serve someone else's machine. And like most people who feel that void, I look for a solution outside of myself, because that's what we are taught to do from the day we are born. I tried absolutely everything the modern world tells you to try. I read hundreds of books recommended by billionaires and gurus, thinking that the next page would finally contain the magic sentence that would set me free. I took expensive online courses that promised to reprogram my subconscious mind in 30 days. I listened to motivational speakers until I was physically sick of hearing them yell about grit, hustle, and the secrets of success. I adopted every leader habit I could find, joining the 5 a.m. club, taking cold showers, and tracking every minute of my day with obsessive discipline. I pushed myself until I was raw. And do you know what the ultimate result was? Absolutely nothing changed on the inside. I simply became a more disciplined biorobot. I became a highly motivated, high-performance biorobot. But inside that rotting house, the foundation was still crumbling. Not a single book gave me genuine peace, and not a single course freed me from the underlying roar of anxiety that followed me like a shadow everywhere I went. Here's a hard, cold truth that the self-help industry will never tell you. Books and courses are just new masks. They tell you to be positive, to be productive, to be mindful, but these are just new layers of junk you are piling on top of a true self that is already buried under a mountain of garbage. It's like trying to paint a house that is infested with termites in a beautiful, expensive color. On the outside, it looks impressive to neighbors, but on the inside, the structure is still being eaten away by the same old pests. As long as you believe every single thought that flies through your chaotic head, you are nothing more than a slave. If a thought appears and says you are a failure, and you feel the weight of that pain in your chest, you have already lost the battle. If a thought says you need more money, more fame, or more validation to finally be happy, and you immediately start running to earn those things, you are back in the trap again. You are responding to the program like a machine responding to a line of code. No amount of external information, no matter how profound, will ever help you until you learn the art of clearing your own mind of this clutter. You can learn every strategy in the world. You can memorize the words of the Stoic masters, and you can understand the neurochemistry of happiness. But if your internal foundation is a hurricane of uncontrolled thoughts, you will never build your inner pillar. The only tool that actually worked for me, the only thing that broke the machine, is meditation. But I am not talking about a religious ritual or some mystical escape from reality. I am talking about meditation as a cold, mechanical way of discarding the noise. Meditation is a systematic process of creating distance between the observer and the observed. It is a miraculous moment you first realize with absolute certainty, I am not my thoughts. Your thoughts are just noise, an endless stream of data generated by a brain that is trying to protect you from threats that don't even exist anymore. It's like a radio playing in another room. You can hear the music, you can hear the news, but you don't have to dance to every song, and you don't have to believe every headline. Until you learn to discard this internal noise, you will continue to live someone else's life, Following programs installed by your parents, your teachers, and the advertisements you see every day. Only when you ruthlessly throw away this mental junk do you finally find the silence required for real growth. And it is in that silence, and only there, that your true personality is born. Not the personality shaped by bestsellers or social media trends, but the one that belongs to you. When you find the space, you stop being a biorobot. You stop being a victim of your own neurology. You become the boss of your mind. You stop looking for support in cheap courses or seeking temporary motivation from people who don't know your soul. You become your own foundation. You become an unshakable column in a world that is constantly shaking. This is the path of the inner pillar. It is a hard path because it requires a level of honesty that most people are too afraid to face. It is much easier to buy another book than it is to sit in silence for 10 minutes and watch your own mind try to eat itself. It is much easier to blame the world than it is to take responsibility for your own internal state. But it is the only path to true, lasting freedom. You have to stop buying new masks to cover the old ones. You have to stop hoping that the next video or the next guru will finally provide the answer you've been looking for. Nothing in your external world will ever change until you learn to discard your own thoughts and step out of the movie playing on the screen of your mind. You are the one watching the movie, not the character suffering on the screen. You are the sky, not the clouds. Remember that. If you are tired of being a squeezed lemon, if you are done with the fake promises of the self-improvement world, and if you are ready to actually build something that will last, then it's time to begin. You don't need another habit. You need to shed the ones that are holding you back. You don't need more information. You need more space. This journey is not about addition. It is about a radical subtraction of everything that isn't you. Write in the comments, I choose silence. Let me know that you are ready to stop the noise and start the construction of your real foundation. I want to see who is willing to stay until the very end of this journey. See you in the next video as we continue to build the core of who you were always meant to be.